Hello, my name is Marna Goldstein and I'm the owner of thinwithin.com, and I've been asked to talk to you a little bit about Paul McKenna's new show called I Will Make You Thin. And a lot of people have been asking me what my thoughts are regarding his approach. And for those of you who know me, you know that that's exactly what I've been promoting for the last 12 years. So I think Paul's approach is phenomenal. I think you're going to see a lot more use of EFT, hypnotherapy, and NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, also used by Tony Robbins. So I think you're going to see some really wonderful practices. I thought I would go a little bit above and beyond some of the things that he brought up this last Sunday. And let's start with the four major principles. He talked about one, eat when you're hungry. It is absolutely critical. In my research of looking at over 200 people who are naturally thin, and let's talk about who naturally thin people are. In my ebook, Naturally Thin Secrets, I talk to you a lot about naturally thin people. These are people who eat only when they're hungry, stop when they're satisfied, stay aware of everything that they're putting into their body, and eat the foods that their bodies love. Those exact four things that Paul started to talk about. The thing that he didn't mention is, what is a naturally thin person? A naturally thin person is a person who has lived their entire life and stayed thin. They haven't gone on yo-yo diets. They haven't struggled off and on. They've lived their entire life living naturally thin. So that's a naturally thin person. So let's break it down. Eat when you're hungry. The issue that Paul brings up of eating when you're hungry and only eating when you're hungry is beautiful and it's perfect and it's exactly what naturally thin people do. But let's expand upon it. What is hunger? What does hunger feel like? If you've been absent and you haven't felt hunger for many, many years, you don't know where hunger exists and how to feel it. So hunger exists right in your belly. Your rib cage is right here, and if you can see, right in between your rib cage at the very bottom is your stomach. And typically, most people feel hunger in the form of growling. So let's talk about going to the bathroom. It's very similar to hunger. We have this God-given instinct, physiological instinct, to know when to go to the bathroom and when to feel hunger. And it was our signals to our parents letting them know exactly what we needed, whether we needed to be changed or whether we needed to eat. So the feeling comes on just a little bit, the feeling of hunger, that is. It comes on just a little bit. It comes on as a twinge, and then it grows and grows and grows. You'll hear your stomach growl, and you'll feel it in the form of a little bit of pain. Just like when you see babies start to whimper. They go, and then they start screaming very, very loud. And that is telling their parents that they're hungry. So the feeling of hunger is pain, from slight to significant, just like going to the bathroom. When you have to go to the bathroom, you feel that sensation in your body just a little bit. And then, like a snooze button, it comes back, it gets stronger until you have to go to the bathroom. You can't wait any longer. That very same thing is the same exact feeling when we have that feeling of hunger, except for it's right here. So every time you start to feel inside your body, and what I do is I put my hand right on my belly and I ask myself, am I hungry? What it does is it directs the attention from my head, which is where most of us are throughout the entire day, all the way down to our belly to feel. And then you can feel either a yes or no. If the answer is yes, then you're going to do the second thing. You're going to decide, what is it that I want to eat? And that's when you have what Paul showed, which was beautiful. Go get the foods in your life, have the foods in your life you love the most, and put them down right in front of you and begin to eat. I love that he also talked about mindfulness. It is the most important process of the Living Thin methodology. You've got to stay mindful of every bite. So just like he said, pick up a bite, take a bite of food, put your fork and food down, feel inside your body. Then, before you begin to eat again, you want to check inside and say, am I still hungry? If you get a yes, perfect. Then pick up another bite, eat it, put your fork or food down. If you have food, then you put your food down. Put your food down and then check in again and ask yourself, am I still hungry? I had several questions this week from people saying, yeah, Marna, that's great and all, but what if I'm in a social environment? Well, then you do the very same thing. I would be talking to you. I would then pick up my food, focus on my food, put it down, feel it in my mouth, taste the textures. I would want to know what ingredients are in the food. Chew, chew, chew. Enjoy chewing. And then engage in conversation. Talk, talk, talk with the people around me. People also ask, well, Marna, I sometimes need to work at my desk. Well, if you have to work at your desk, eat, feel, taste, then work. Eat, feel, taste, then work. So then as you experience the meal, then you want to know what satisfaction is. Yes, he talked about ending the meal when you're no longer hungry. That assumes that you know what feeling not hungry feels like. So I want to go into a little more depth as to what the feeling of satisfaction feels like. So the feeling of satisfaction, when you feel satisfied, what you feel is your body feels a sense of nothingness. Just in the way we go to the bathroom and when we're done using the restroom, there's that sense of nothingness in our belly. That's the exact same feeling that you should have when you go and finish a meal. It's the same as ending using the restroom. It's that nothingness feeling. I like to say it's the feeling of nothingness. The feeling of sort of a neutrality, normal feeling. It's how you should feel most of the day when you're going around doing the things that you love. You should feel that sense of nothingness. And that's your job. You run around in your life, enjoying your life, and then when you get hungry, you eat when you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied, you stay so mindful of every bite of food that you're putting into your body, and you get to eat the foods you absolutely love. So Paul has it nailed on the head. It's exactly what naturally thin people do. I've studied them for over 14 years, and in my book, Naturally Thin Secrets, you can go to naturallythinsecrets.com or go see me at thinwithin.com. You'll see that I've taken hundreds of people and written several steps, several secrets to the naturally thin, to your thinness.